The third day, there was a marriage in Cana of Galilee, and the mother of Jesus was there. And both Jesus was called and his disciples to the marriage. And when they wanted wine, the mother of Jesus said unto him, they have no wine. Jesus says unto her, woman, what have I to do with thee? Mine hour is not yet come. His mother said unto the servants, whatsoever he saith unto you, do it. There's enough to talk about for a few moments. You may be seated. I would that you look at your neighbor very excitedly, like you're just glad to be alive and glad not to be in the hospital, but in church. Look at him happy and say to them, neighbor, oh neighbor, what to do when your wine run out. What do you do when your wine runs out? What do you do when your wine runs out? My brothers and sisters, Jesus was invited to a marriage in Cana of Galilee, and there they had some wine. Marriage feast in that biblical time, the people from all over the town was coming to the marriage feast. That's just what it was. It was a feast, a celebration. They were excited, and the bridegroom, they all had out some wine. But when I looked at that wine, I recognized that wine can stand for other things in our lives. When we put the word wine, we want to replace it with some other things. Because there are some other things in our lives that runs out.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
What do you do when your love has waxed cold? What do you do when you've been hurt so much that you're no longer concerned about nobody but yourself? What do you do when your joy has ran out? When coming to church, you have no reason to clap your hands. You've gotten out of the choir because you lost your song. Simply because your joy has ran out. What do you do when your peace runs out? That means as long as everything was going well, you could sleep at night. But now all of a sudden life is full of trouble. And you have no peace of mind. You can't sleep at night. You're tossing and turning because things are on your mind. You go to job with things on your mind. Matter of fact, your mind's so messed up that your attitude is all jacked up because folks hate to see you coming because you ain't got no peace about yourself. Your eyes are all bubbly because you ain't have no rest because you don't have a peace out of your mind. What do you do when your patience ran out? Can I tell you something? This journey that we are on is a tedious journey. And I come to tell you that if your relationship with Jesus is not as stronger than it was when you started, your patience with people will soon run out because you think people ought to be bigger and better than what they are. You tell them you ought to stop acting like a baby. You ought to be grown now. You've been around church long enough to stop putting chips on your shoulder, and every time somebody touch a chip, you got your mouth all turned up. You about sick and tired of being sick and tired of running into them. But the Bible says we got to be patient with people while God working on it. But what happens when your peace
run out?
Your patience. You ain't got no patience no more, KP. You ready to put them out. You ready to slam the organ and get up. Your patience. What do you do when finance runs out? You can have that little nest egg. And you've been chipping and chipping at it. And chipping at it. Pulling and taking away from it and never putting nothing back to it. And now all of a sudden, you got bills that are due. And your finance is what do you do when your job runs out? What do you do, Tony, when you've been dependent on that job and you have when you bought that new car, you got that new house, now you got everything going well, but all of a sudden, you walked in on that job one morning that you gave all these years to, and they got to call you in the office and tell you to sit down. Do you want a piece of donut? Do you want a cup of coffee? I just got some news for you. And then all of a sudden reach in the drawer and pull out and give you a pink slip and tell you we're sorry, but we don't need you no more. But now you call the cop lady and tell them you just lost your job, and they say, well, we're sorry that you lost your job, but we're still waiting on your car payment. You tell the hot folk you got 3 months behind because your job has laid you off and your finances not what it used to be. But they tell you we're sorry. Ain't much we can do for you. We just want to tell you got a certain amount of days. You get out of the house. What do you do when your hope runs out? You've been coming to church with an expectation from God. Expecting God to do something, but it hadn't manifested itself yet. And now all of a sudden, Casey, you're almost at the verge of giving up because your hope has run out. The devil is beating you upside the head. Where's God now? Where's God now? You're going through it. Where is God? Where's God now? Go right. You go. Where's God now? You're sick. Where's God? Where's God? You done lost that. Where's God? Lost everything. You've been going to church. You've been paying your tithe. Where is God? I come to tell you, if your hope in God runs out, I come to tell you, you will walk away from God and go back to the world. But what do you do? When your hope runs out, what do you do? When opportunities have botched up, look like you had something going, and all of a sudden it all caves in. What do you do when problems have developed themselves? What do you do when relationships have broken up? You thought you were going to be together forever. You said, I'll do until death do your part. Came home, come to find out that Roscoe done packed the bag, moved off, and ain't told you nothing, left you with all the bills high and dry. What do you do?
What do you do?
She ain't said nothing. She done moved in with Johnny down the street and done left you with all kinds of bills. What do you do? What do you do? You done kissed up to try to make up, but she still wants her. What do you?
Clown.
You ain't careful, you do something crazy. What do you do? Don't go down to Johnny's house trying to get her back because if she wanted you, she would stay with. What do you?
Preach, Reverend.
Don't go back trying to put him out. If you wanted her, pack him back. What do you? Don't try to hold her there for a paycheck, and while he lay down with Sister Sally and come back and see you whenever he get ready, pack his stuff. What do you? When your relationship is broke, what do you do when crisis occurs? What do you do when your heart has been troubled? Your mind is all messed up. Messed up so bad that your thoughts are messed up. Thinking wrong. What do you do, Steve? You got this. No. What do you do when your blessings been lost? When it looked like at one time everything was going good. Now all of a sudden, all hell done broke loose. When you looked like you were blessed, you were shouting. Now your blessings done left you. What do you do? You know, we sit here laughing, but I won't tell you, 2012, it'll show up. 2012, it'll happen to, I know you're saying, but that ain't not me, but I want to tell you, if you're not in a storm, you just come out of one, or you may be on your way into one. I want to know, whenever you go into something, what do you do? What do you do? I'm glad you asked me about. I wanted to know, what do you do? The first thing you do is invite Jesus into your life. It's right there in the Bible. It's right there in the Bible. You ain't going to book of. And both Jesus was called and his disciples to the marriage. The first thing you need to do is invite Jesus into your life. Revelation 3:20 said, listen, I stand at the door and knock. If any man hear my voice and open the door, I will come into him and will sup with him and he with me. The Lord been trying to get in your life a long time. He's been knocking on the door and you have not opened your door for the Lord to come in. The first thing you need to do when stuff is going on, when your wine runs out, is you need to invite Jesus into your life. John 10:10 says, the thief cometh not but for to steal and to kill and to destroy. I am come that they might have life and that they might have it more abundantly. Can I tell you something? If your wine runs out and you invite Jesus into your life, I want to tell you, your life will be a whole lot better. Can I tell you something? With Jesus in your life, he worth more than any man or any woman that you can have in your life. Because when they walk out, Jesus will walk in. When they leave you, Jesus will stay with you. When finances down, Jesus will help you through your storm. Is there anybody here willing to invite Jesus? Look at this. Invite Jesus.
Invite him
into your life. Jesus said that the devil came to steal, kill, and destroy. But I came that you may have life and have it more abundantly. So the first thing I saw, KP, I need to do is we need to invite Jesus into our life. Now, what do you do, Steve? When your wine run out, what do you do? Well, the next thing I saw was you need to pray. It's in your book. You need to pray. You done invited Jesus in. Lord, come in to my life. I'm a believer that you're Jesus, Son of God. Yes, sir. I need you, God, to come into my life. The next thing you need is to pray. It's right there. And when they wanted wine, the mother of Jesus saith unto him, they have no wine. Sound like a prayer to me. Whenever you are going through and your wine runs out, you must pray. John 14:13, Jesus said, whatsoever ye shall ask in my name, that will I do, that the Father may be glorified in the Son. Listen, you can't go to God on your raggedy name. Don't go to God on your name, because your name with God is mud. But if you go to God in the name of Jesus, now you got a co-signer that got good credit with the Lord.